So when I was young, I used to go to an amusement park in Kolkata called Nico Park, and Nico Park had rather innocuous-looking roller coaster. It kind of went a bit like this, but today Kolkata has given us a roller coaster which has been like this, and like this, and like this, and that's the kind of innings that they've had, which has landed them at 187 at the end of 20 overs. We'll show you the little math summary to show you how they went. 187 for 6 in 20 overs. A great innings by Nitish Rana, 80 of 56. Half century for Rahul Tripathi, who came in at number 3, and Dinesh Karthik, those familiar fireworks at the end, 22 of 9. And pick up the bowlers, Rashid Khan, 2 for 24 in his 4 overs, and Nabi also keeping it reasonably tight there. You're watching Cricbuzz Live in association with our fantasy partners, My 11 Circle. I'm Gaurav Kapur, with me, Harsha Bhogle and Joy Bhattacharjya. You remember Nico Park, don't you, Joy? Do you remember?
First and foremost, my father built Nico Park.
You're kidding.
Brick by brick. I'm not joking. My father built Nico Park, and 5 years after, perhaps, I don't know when you went, one of the best roller coasters in India was installed there. I have spent only 75 to 80 days in Nico Park. My dad worked there till he was 78 years old, after which he wanted to retire, and they told him that, Brigadier, you're still young, stay on a few more years, and see us through. And he said, no, 78 maybe calling it a bit. But yeah, he built Nico Park.
That is, I don't know this, by the way. Our viewers must be thinking I'm trying to be cute. But once again, this is the thing, Harsha, with Joy, that you scratch any part of that magic card, right? And that silver comes off. There's a great story below that.
I know.
Right?
I mean, I was, you know how we all look at the world through our own eyes, right? I thought when you said the innings was a roller coaster, you said only one person found the right mean through the roller coaster to arrive at the right score.
Did you genuinely think that I would be able to talk about a graph and mean progression and things like that? I can barely talk about curry mean, right? Which is a fish. I can't talk about this. But yes, I think what Mr. Bhogle is alluding to, and I think we should clap for him. I don't know if he'll be able to do it as loudly as he's doing it, but he got...
You see, I get it right so rarely that I am allowed to.
Spot on, by the way. Spot on. I'll tell you what the story is, that my score guess was 182. Joy's was 192. We would have probably battled for 187 till Harsha came and jammed his car right in the middle. I call this a smash and grab job, a shock and awe tactics used by Mr. B. And he has won. Kaisa lag raha hai sir aapko? How are your feelings?
बस normal जो मेरे से expected था वो मैंने कर दिया.
Talking about normal expectations, moving on. Talking about
it's a better than normal score, though. I think it's a better than normal score. And peculiar thing about this score is, looked at by itself, it's a better than normal score. I think it could actually have got to 200.
That's exactly what Joy and I said, actually, when we came at the halftime on Cricbuzz Combox, because they were like 83 odd for 1. With the kind of firepower that they had, you would have thought a lot more. Joy, I think one thing we must definitely address is we spoke about whether, we were talking about Rahul Tripathi. Is it a wise move to put him at 3? It paid off today. The young lad batted really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not so young lad.
Exactly. And, the KKR batting order behaved exactly the opposite of what we thought. Their lower order, which is supposed to be their strength, didn't give them very much other than Dinesh Karthik right at the end. But the guys who gave them were 1, 2, and 3, and they were all young guys. So it's really inverted. But the most important thing about it is, if you look at what they've done on this pitch, I think what's happening is the ball does slow down after a bit. And there's no swing, there's nothing. So you can smash the bowling. But once the ball gets slightly softer and slower, this is not an easy pitch to bat on, because set batsmen were struggling towards the end of this pitch.
Yeah. Let's see what the top 3. Remember, everyone's been concerned about the top 3 from Kolkata, because 4, 5, 6 is such pedigree, and today 7 as well, because you also have Shakib to bolster the batting. But today they got it. They got a 50-run opening stand, which was Shubman Gill and Nitish Rana, and Nitish Rana just broke loose, and him and Tripathi. Jeez, Harsha, that partnership, 93 or 50 balls. Well, you're grabbing that any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Any day. I mean that's. I mean, when Rahul Tripathi came in, I'm thinking, who's the better number 3? But there's something, Rahul Tripathi, every tournament, he'll play a couple of innings like these. And he's got the best smile in the tournament, so that goes well with his batting as well. But he plays a couple of innings like these, and I think he was sent in a nothing-to-lose situation, saying, doesn't matter, just go for it, we've got lots of batting to come, to follow. I think the bowling figures are telling a very good story, though. Just as the batting figures are telling a story, the bowling figures are telling a story. because swing has been outlawed so far in this tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about hero ke bhai ka dost ka chota role, even that has been edited out.
Oh, yesterday, in all fairness, Wokes had a bit of it in Bombay, but not in
A
Chennai.
little bit in Mumbai. A little bit in Mumbai. And Trent Bolt got 3 balls to swing, I think, in that first game. But Bhuvneshwar and Sandeep Sharma not swinging the ball is a story. So if you look at the bowling figures, you'll see that there was nothing for them. They only had change of pace and change of length.
Yeah.
Bhuvneshwar 11.25, Sandeep 11.66, even Natarajan 9.25. Look at the slower bowlers. And who do Kolkata have? Kolkata have Varun.
Yep.
I think you'll see
Harbhajan.
4. You might even, depends on how Harbhajan bowls. He hasn't played as is famously known for 699 days or whatever. But if he can get his rhythm, I see him even bowling deep into the innings. And Shakib, so they've got potentially 10, 11 overs there of maybe even 12. If it comes to that, maybe 1 or 2 from Nitish Rana. So my feeling is that as the game goes on, it might get a little slower and the slower bowlers might come in. So this might be enough unless Warner Best or whatever just get. But I think generally it's enough.
Taking the pace of the ball, that's the magic formula for Kolkata, isn't it, Joy, on this surface with sort of 190 odd on the board?
I think Kolkata has the attack to prosper out here. A is that they have enough runs. See, a bowler like Varun Chakravarthy, the moment you have that 170, 180 runs and you have to take chances against him, his chances of getting wickets increase dramatically. So, I mean, 12 overs potentially of spin plus some of Nitish Rana. You could see Cummings and boys, Andre Russell and Prasidh doing very little out here, just giving it. And don't be surprised if they can even go up front and give Harbhajan a few up front as well. Anything can happen. I think this pitch plays to KKR's strengths as a bowling unit. And I think the only way Hyderabad can counteract that is to say, you know what, we've got to get 100 in the first 10. Because otherwise it's been an impossible thing to
It's
change.
an interesting one though, because Kolkata got 53 of the first 7, right?
Yep.
And we saw that even against Mumbai. Mumbai got 61 from the first 5 and the last 5 and 98 in between.
Yep.
So there's something about these middle overs. I don't know what's happening. We saw that today as well. We saw 16, 17, 18, 19 not produce a lot of runs, but they got 20 odd, 7, 7, 9. That's what,
26.
14, 20.
Yeah.
3, 7, 7, 9 and 3. Yeah.
Yeah, they got 26 between 16, 17, 18, 19. And they got 53 in the first 7. So something peculiar is happening here in that in the beginning and end, they're not scoring runs. And in between, they're scoring lots.
So basically, when the death overs happen, they usually used to say death overs because it was the death of bowling. Now it's the death of batting. And
Unless you got AB. Unless you got AB.
Well, I mean, he defies science anyway, right? He's been set on the planet to defy science. I'm really surprised. Honestly, I'm really surprised that he listens and obeys gravity for like about 23 and a half hours a day. For half an hour, he doesn't. When he's flying about on the boundary, he's not obeying gravity at the time. So don't fool us, AB. You don't fool us. We see through all of that. All right, let's see where Hyderabad's batting is. And remember, the one danger for Hyderabad is, in terms of their big batters, you know who likes to eat big batters for dinner? It's Varun Chakravarthy. Not so young Varun Chakravarthy. We've got some big batters over here. Looks like they're going to be breaking the partnership of Warner and Bairstow. They're going to be doing a little breakup in that magic couple and put Bairstow at 4. Let Saha open with Warner. Saha probably takes on the role of the aggressor. Warner more responsible captain, trying to steer the innings. And Varun Chakravarthy, just a quick look at the wickets that he has got. We've got this. Let's just pull that list up. That's quite a roll call, isn't it? Look at that menu card. Jeez.
Big wickets, and if you look at it also, he gets big wickets, especially when there are targets to chase and people have to go take risks against him. He gets wickets then. You see, the greatness of Rashid Khan is he can control the run rate as well as take wickets. But Varun, if you have a steep run rate about 9, 10, 11 and you're trying to hit him, he's a very, very difficult bowler to hit. Having said that, don't be surprised if Bairstow and Warner walk out today, no matter what that batting on your card says, because they might have looked at these conditions and says, if it's not swinging at all, should we take advantage with our best batsman of the hard ball? I mean, I would seriously think about that.
Okay, does that happen or does that not? That's interesting. Do they go with Saha and Warner, or do they say that we're not getting any runs towards the end, so might as well just front load it? And that's what they go. Your instinct, Harsha. Where would you go to give yourself the best chance for 188?
I think you need someone to control the middle overs.
Yeah.
Given that that's what's happened in these two. So I still think, we don't know what the thinking in the dugout is, but they might still keep Bairstow for the middle overs, unless they think, look, there's too much spin in the middle overs, might as well get Bairstow to attack the new ball. They can go either way. But I think Saha's role is clearly defined there. You just go and take on the new ball and let's take whatever we get, which is what Rahul Tripathi also said, isn't it? He said that was my role. Just go out and go out and do well. I think we must say something about Rashid Khan as well. 4 overs, 22, 23, something like that. That included 5 wides.
Yep.
In the glory days of Sunil Narayan, we used to talk about KKR batting 20 overs and the opposition getting 16.
Yes.
I think Rashid Khan is now doing that in a more orthodox way. Day in, day out, Rashid Khan is doing that. So magnificent. You take the Rashid Khan's 4 overs away, that side was very different. Now, the reason I brought Rashid Khan up is in those middle overs, if they seek to attack, that is a role for Varun Chakravarthy there.
And then that would mean that he probably gets another 1 or 2 big wickets to add to that illustrious list. Well,
I don't know how good his form is. I don't know how his form is, because poor fellow, he was. Look, obviously, even the Indian think tank think he's good enough to be picked for the Indian team.
Yeah.
But he had a shoulder problem. I mean, he could throw from outside the circle, and then they really worked on his fitness in the NCA, and poor guy, his knees collapsed. So I don't know what state of fitness Varun Chakravarthy is in and how he's bowling. But, these are very canny people. If they've picked Harbhajan, clearly he's bowling well in practice. Clearly Chakravarthy is bowling well in practice. So I think they've got the attack.
They've got the attack. They've got the options as well. So at this point in time, before we go, you're calling it advantage Kolkata?
I'm calling it about 60 to 65 Kolkata. Joy, you?
Yeah, 65-70 Kolkata, yeah.
But 65-70
So why are you sounding happy?
top marks. No?
I mean, I've
60,
never... Yeah.
But 65-70, sir, is his maximum marks are 65-70. So that is insane. Very, very good chance.
It's like you saying, मुझे लगता है Liverpool United में Liverpool 3-0 जीतने के थोड़े chances हैं.
Sir, Liverpool United में 3-0, that's me being bearish. 8-0 is me being bullish. Okay, I've got United fans at my door now. United fans don't troll online. They just come to their door. Now they just... Relax, guys. I'm just kidding. Not. It's time for us to go. We'll see you in Cricbuzz Combox at the end of the 10th over. Harsha and me will join you then. Thank you very much to Joy Bhattacharjya and Harsha Bhogle. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching Cricbuzz Live in association with our fantasy partner, My 11 Circle. Thanks for watching.